So this theory lecture is about how you attach things in Maya. Attaches, constraints and parenting. It's all really the same thing. The important thing that you need to learn is how to attach things and then unattach them in Maya. And this week the exercise you'll be doing is the ball throw, that is to say a character throwing a ball. So obviously you need to be able to attach the ball to the character's hand and then unattach it from the character's hand as the ball throws through the air. So for the first part of the shot, the ball will be a child of the character's hand, and then later on, when the ball leaves the character's hand, it needs to be an independent object that you can animate of its own accord. And attaching and unattaching objects in Maya is slightly tricky, but there are a number of ways we can simplify this. After all you need to learn this week is how to animate the ball throw. You don't need to become an expert in attaching and parenting. Now, the image that I've got here on the screen is taken from a really nice little plugin, which I highly recommend you Google on the web and then download. And it's called the Parent Master. That's the Parent Master. And it's a great little plugin, and it makes it very easy to attach and unattach things in Maya. And what it does is when you load it up, it gives you this little script here where you can attach things here by clicking on that button and then unattach things here. And it makes life very, very simple and straightforward, or much simpler anyway. So there are two basic ways to pick up an object. Let's say we've got a hand and a ball. I can either attach the hand to the ball, or you can attach the ball to the hand. And the question arises, which is better? And we'll come back to which is better at the end of the lecture. But for now, let's just figure out how to do a simple constraint. And what we're going to do is constrain the ball to the hand. So, step one, you select the thing you want to be constrained, that is to say the ball. Then step two, you make sure the pivot point is in the right place, and note that you can grab any object in Maya and move the pivot point by clicking the insert button on your keyboard, and then move the pivot and then insert again. In the case of the ball, of course, you just want the pivot in the middle, but it depends. Sometimes if you're animating, say, a character's holding a sword or something like that, you would want to make sure that the pivot point was near the handle of the sword. So, step three, select the thing you want to constrain the ball to, that is to say, the hand. Step four, select the thing you want to be constrained, and then you go to, in your Maya animation menu, you go to constrain and then parent. And that's pretty much it. That's kind of all you need to do. The ball is now constrained to the hand. That's the simplest way of doing a constraint. Now the problem is sometimes you can get odd behavior when you unconstrain things. That's the only difficulty here. The only difficulty. So constraining is reasonably straightforward, but when you unconstrain, sometimes objects can behave slightly oddly. So what I'm going to suggest is a cheat method, and the cheat method is this. So first of all, you parent the ball to the hand so it's a child of the hand, as we've just described. That's basically just select the hand, shift select the ball, go to constraint parent, you're done. But then when the ball leaves the hand, instead of unconstraining the ball, just turn the visibility off. So to do that, you go into the channel box, and go to the visibility channel, and you just key it off. So if the visibility will come in at 1 by default, you just change that to 0, keyframe it to 0. And then the ball is still there, it's still attached to the hand, but you can't see it. Then what you do is you create a new ball, which is not parented to the hand, and you simply match that to the position of the old ball. So at the frame when you want the ball to leave the hand, you turn the visibility off on the old ball, and you put the new ball on top of it, and then you animate the new ball flying away from the hand. Now this sounds a little bit sort of overcomplicated, but it does actually work quite well, and it is a useful kind of cheat method for getting around the problem. However, if you really want to be in control of this stuff, I suggest you download this terrific script. It's called the Parent Master. You can download it for free from creativecrash.com. It makes attaching and unattaching objects much, much easier. And you'll have to follow the instructions when you download it. You have to basically copy some information into your Maya source folders, and you'll also have to type some information in the command line. But it tells you how to do it. It's reasonably straightforward, and it does make life much, much easier than before. So what it does is the parent master comes with a little scene file. You get this little factory here, and you can kind of open up this little shot and animate this little yellow box moving around the factory. So you can get the hang of using the parent master interface. Note that if you're referencing a rig, which is to say you're not actually importing the rig into your shot, but you're just referencing it from another file, then the parent master does not work. But you shouldn't have to worry about that, since we don't use referencing technique in this course. We just import the models into the shot. You only really have to worry about referencing when you're working on production. So adjusting the keys with the parent master. Here's the control panel. You've got the attach button here, then the unattach button there, and then you can use this button here, button to control the attaches in the graph editor, and that will allow you to slide things around in the graph editor, so you've got really full control. Parent Master was created by a very talented artist called Paolo Dominici. You can see his website here, and all credit to him for creating a tool that is really, really useful and really nice little free plugin. Okay, so finally, remember there are two ways to pick up an object: attach the hand to the object or attach the object to the hand. So as we asked at the beginning, which is better? Should we attach the ball to the hand or the hand to the ball? Well, it does depend on the shot, and both methods have their advantages or disadvantages. I'm going to suggest that you do the logical thing, which is to attach the ball to the hand. That is the most logical, intuitive way of doing it. But it does depend on the shot. If it's a light object, you probably want to attach the object to the hand, say in the case of a ball. But if it's something very, very heavy, then you might not want to. Again, if you attach the hand to the object, you've maybe got more control over the object itself, but the disadvantage is when the body moves and turns, the object would have to be animated to follow. So I suggest for now, just attach the ball to the hand and then download the parent master and use that to control it. I think it's a great little script, and I personally love using it, and I find it solves a lot of problems. If you don't like the parent master, I would go back to the cheat method, which is described here. So good luck with attaches and parenting. Make sure you watch the tutorial videos on the character throwing the ball.